Good morning. One of the things we're going to look at this morning is how to actually harvest some of your herbs. We were gone for a few days and came back and noticed a little bit of my stuff. Maybe the lemon basil is starting to flower. We'll cut it all back. I'll show you how to cut them, and we'll do, a little rosemary, a little oregano, some thyme, some sage, maybe some basil, lemon basil, and then we dry this product. We take it and put it in our dehydrator and collect it all summer, and then we've got spices for the rest of the year. So we'll bring some of them over to the table and start trimming them. Okay, we're back now. What I've done is I took a couple of different items, brought them over to the table, a little bit easier for me to work on, and I'll bring the others over. But we're going to do basil first. This is a good Italian basil, and then we're going to do a lemon basil. Lemon basil is the one that actually has gotten a little bit out of hand. And both of these items, we're going to trim them. Like I said, wash them a little bit and put them in our dehydrator. So what I want to do is I want to kind of zoom in a little bit right on the limbs and the leaves so I can show you where to cut them. But let me talk about real quick. What you want to do is you want to cut down to where they call the saddle. If you notice, it'll be just above where the branches start to come off and you have two new leaves. You want to cut where you have new growth, not the old growth, so that it will go ahead and grow back new leaves. So let's zoom in on these a little closer. And on this particular one, you can see I cut it down here the last time. So what I'm going to do here is this one's going to take this big leaf off just above where I've got new growth. So as you can see, there's two leaves, one on each side. And what that'll do, it'll promote new growth right here, and we'll have another stem, and it'll get to be a nice bushy plant. So let me do that side. Here we've cut it that last time, so we're going to cut right here again, and right above these two leaves, we're going to trim right there. And we'll just go all the way around this plant. We've got some nice leaves down here, but I think we're going to cut right there. And we should do this about every week to 10 days to actually keep the plant really growing. Right there's another one we can snip. And I should do this, like I said, about every 7 to 10 days. And we will have plenty of basil for the winter, for soups, pastas, breads. Okay, I think about got that one. I also sometimes will snip off if I've got any damaged leaves, but that's pretty good. So if you notice here, quite a bit of basil. We'll dry that. I try to trim enough, let it grow long enough so that I can have a full tray on my dehydrator. So we'll put that aside and scoot this over here. Like I said, we were gone for a few days and kind of neglected this a little bit. but same scenario, cut it just above what they call the saddle, 2 new leaves coming on. This, unfortunately, you know, had started to flower. I need to cut it down in here a little bit lower. As you can see, the old cut right there where I did it before, so I'll come up here just above and cut above this new growth. So what'll happen is there, it'll create another 2 leaves, or another 2 limbs that'll come out. And make this nice and bushy. And if you've never tried it, boy, I tell you, lemon basil is great. You get that basil flavor, but you know, a lot of times things that you cook with basil, you'll also, after you're done, squeeze a little fresh lemon juice on it. If you use the lemon basil, no need for the fresh lemon. So that one looks pretty darn good. We'll trim this, water it really good today, and it'll look very vibrant by tomorrow. Let me go ahead. I'm going to just keep the tape rolling, and I'm going to step over and I'm going to grab some rosemary. Rosemary is one of my wife's favorite things, and I try to keep this trimmed pretty good. The thing about rosemary is it's a woody plant, kind of like an evergreen in your yard almost. But if you look, you can see it's a hard woody plant. Down here at the bottom, see this stem, how it's dark? You don't want to cut that dark woody part. What you want to do is cut here where you can see it goes from a dark woody to a nice green and it's soft. That's where you want to cut it. So I will take and go just a little bit above where it's green, and it has this shoulder just like the other one. See where the leaves come out here? I think I'll cut it just to the one above that. And there's my rosemary. A very hardy plant. If you have got a sunny window, you can take this during the winter, keep it in your house, and just keep it watered and keep it in a sunny spot. And you can have basil all year round, fresh for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. But like I said, it's one of our favorites. My wife does it with roasted potatoes. We do it on ham, we do it with turkey, stuffing. We use rosemary on a lot of different things. And you can go to the store, and for about $5 you can get that much rosemary fresh. Or you can plant one rosemary plant. This was started from seed with a grow light in my basement. Or you can go to Home Depot and buy a plant and take care of it and maintain it all summer long, and even through the winter, like I said. So instead of paying, you know, $4, $5, $6 for fresh herbs at the store, pretty easy to have this year round and have it when you want it. And it doesn't take much to grow them and maintain them. Pretty easy. These I'd already trimmed off last time. I'm going to trim that one just a little. So there we go. It's a nice full plant. And I think, well, We'll come back to you a little later, another day, and I'm gonna do some other ones. But for today, we've just wrapped up with basil, lemon basil, and a little bit of rosemary. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully we were helpful. And if you like our presentation, go online, share it, and subscribe. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.